Hey movers and shakers, how the heck are you? So glad that you guys are coming to this video for this. I have done one of my best videos on this subject, moving company rentals. Which one is the best? 2022 for the brand new year coming up. And I tell you what, I went overboard doing this video. I got 7 different moving companies we're going to assess over 9 different categories. This is going to be good for you guys privately as well as you moving company owners. You guys are going to get a pretty good assessment, and I think it's a pretty good video. And I would really like to see you hit that or smash that like button so that I can get better in the algorithms. But guys, let's get into it. You guys don't want to hear me ramble. Let's get into it right now. Hey guys, sorry to interrupt your video, but I just wanted to talk to you about how you can make $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 in the next 30 days. That's right, $30,000 to $40,000, $50,000 in the next 30 days. All you have to do is follow very certain, precise directions and strategies, and you could be making up to $50,000 in the next 30 days. Almost guaranteed. Now, how are you going to do that? You're going to join the 7-Figure Moving Academy membership group, and you're going to have access to everything that we have inside the membership group. This includes documents. This includes contracts. This includes terms and conditions. This includes credit card vouchers, waivers that you will actually be able to use to protect your business, as well as you'll be able to network and communicate with some of the biggest and most profitable moving companies in Canada and the United States of America. So these people are there to help you make your business bigger and better than you ever imagined. And I'm there too. You will also have immediate and 24/7 access to me via this group anytime that you have a question. All you have to do is use the group. Now, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is not, hey, you just do this, plug and play, and you can sit back on your couch and smoke a blunt or something. No. This is you actually having to get up off of your derriere and go and do something. But by doing these very easy 1, 2, 3 steps, you could literally make an extra $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 to your business income if you follow these specific strategies. I invite you to come to our membership and become a member. Now, we have annual membership and we have a monthly membership. If you take the annual membership, you'll save a lot of money. If you do the membership access, it's less than $1.50 a day. I mean, you can buy coffee from a gas station for less than that. Okay, so guys, go to 7figuremovingacademy.co/membership to find out how you can become a member of the 7-Figure Moving Academy and join the 7FMA family. Thank you guys. Now back to your video. So it's been quite a while since I talked about moving truck rentals. It's been at least 3 years since I made my last video. So this time I wanted to update it just for the upcoming year and give you guys a good idea of what a good moving truck rental. Now, this is going to be good for moving company owners as well as people looking to regularly move, regular laymen, homeowners looking to move, apartment renters. This is also going to be very good for you guys as well. And I've done a little bit more research and made it a little bit more scientific in the approach. So I've come up with 9 different categories of how I am rating each and every one of these moving company rentals, moving truck rental companies that we're doing. And we're gonna evaluate U-Haul, Penske, Budget, Enterprise, Ryder, and Home Depot. So there's going to be a wide variety over 9 different categories. So you guys are going to be able to get quite a bit of understanding of where I believe each of these moving companies lie and what companies are best to get with the moving company rentals. So let's get into it. So our first category, we're going to be talking about customer service. Customer service is what goes over like when you go on the counter, how you approach them on the phone, the entire rigmarole. So I believe, based on my personal experience on many of these, as well as other people's experiences, this is how I've come to rate them. With U-Haul, I give it a thumbs up. Penske, again, thumbs up. Budget, not so great. It really depends on the agent that you're doing it, where you're getting it, how your experience will be. Enterprise, again, from my personal experience using Enterprise, any Enterprise, has been very ho-hum. I've had some great experiences, and then I've had some really bad experiences. So I give their customer service a medium score, right in the middle. Ryder, I loved working with Ryder. Ryder was a great company to work for, so I give it a thumbs up. And Home Depot, every time I've gone into Home Depot, I've had a great experience. The people are very willing to help and work with you and teach you and help you out. So I give Home Depot thumbs up. So the next category is the quality of the product. How good are the product? Is it a good product? Are the trucks good? Are they newer? Are they well maintained? Do they look good? How are they washed? That whole thing. This isn't just about maintenance. We're going to be talking about that a little later, but this is the overall quality of the product. U-Haul trucks, U-Haul has, in the recent days, has gone above and beyond. They've always upgrading their products now. They're maintaining them well, which we'll go over more. They're clean. They run well, and they are taken care of by their agent. So I give U-Haul thumbs up. Penske truck, I believe personally they're the best when it comes to the overall quality of truck. Although U-Haul is right there, I would believe they're just Penske, and then right there U-Haul. And as you can see in the background, I am a U-Haul, a neighborhood dealer, so I am a little bit biased on U-Haul, but I am giving Penske a little bit higher score here. But yes, they get a thumbs up. Budget, their trucks are always looking shoddy. Their trucks are always dirty, filthy. I just thumbs down. Enterprise, that company goes a long way to maintain their image. They make sure the trucks are in good order, they're well maintained, they're washed, and so on and so forth. So kudos, they get a thumbs up. Ryder depends on where you're getting it. For the most part, they do keep it in good order. It could be in various quantities. It can be somewhat dirty because they are using these vehicles. Some of them can be high mileage. So for that grade, I give Ryder right in the middle. And Home Depot. Again, Home Depot is very interested in their products and in their image. So I give them thumbs up. Now, let's talk about price. Price is how affordable it is to rent the vehicles, how easy it is to rent the vehicles, and whether you have a high deposit or no deposit. Now, I'll talk about the deposits by each one of the companies as we go for it. So the first one being U-Haul. U-Haul has a very low deposit, but they do require a deposit. Really, and the deposits really vary depending on how much your estimated cost is and whether you're using a credit or doing it by cash. If you're using by cash, their deposits are a little bit more. If it's debit card, it's going to be basically what the estimated cost of the vehicle is going to be. So in that case, I give U-Haul thumbs up. In fact, I think when it comes to the price and it comes to the deposit, U-Haul is best. Penske trucks are very affordable trucks, and if you're doing it as a moving company and you got a commercial count, they're very reasonable in mileage and so on. So price is very good. When it comes to deposits can be a little bit on the pricey side, but if you know that and you plan for it, it's not a hard thing to plan for, and about $100 to $150, a little more for the deposit. So you do need a plan for it, but it's not going to be something that breaks the bank. So in that case, I give Penske a thumbs up. Budget. Budget is weird. The prices on the trucks are pretty good. And if you're using this as commercial and you get a commercial account, again, they're very, very similar to Penske, but they try to ding you at every chance. And budget is actually more expensive in many ways, and in many times is more expensive than even Penske. Definitely more expensive than U-Haul. And they're always trying to raise their prices. They think, especially if you're a commercial user, they think that commercial that they're going to raise their prices indiscriminately because, well, it's a commercial move, which could not be further from the truth. And quite honestly, it's why a lot of the commercial people do not use budget unless they really have to. So in that case, I give budget a flat rate because it is affordable if you know what you're doing, but it can be pricey as long as you know. So I'm going to be very conservative. I'm going to be very lenient and give them thing. Quite honestly, it was almost a thumbs down for me on budget. Enterprise is expensive. From my knowledge, and I could be wrong, and if I am wrong and somebody knows about Enterprise more than I do, please, in the comments below, let me know. All right. Thank you. So I'm going to give Enterprise thing, and they're on, as far as I know, and based on my experience, and again, it's not that extensive, Enterprise is very unrelenting and unwilling to work with you. So that's why I give it a thumbs down. Ryder, again, they're kind of unrelenting. The price is the price, and they're not budging on the price. And they really do not work with regular people. So they want companies to be using their vehicles, and they want companies that are going to do long-term leases. Even though they do daily and short-term leases, what they're really looking for is that long-term lease. So if you're a company that's in that position, you can work out a really good deal with Ryder. But someone that's just going to be renting the trucks every once in a while, I got to give them a thumbs down. Home Depot. Home Depot is very affordable, but their deposits are pretty high. But it can be, but the good thing about it is they do have these flat rates that you can have with unlimited mileage within them. And in that regards, they're very good, but they only have a limited size amount of trucks. So they don't have like a 26-foot truck. And in that regards, I have to give Home Depot a flat rate, Yeah, so that's the only reason why. Otherwise, it would be a thumbs up. It was really close to being a thumbs up for them. The next category we're going to be discussing is maintenance. How well the trucks are maintained and how often they are maintained. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, U-Haul used to be really bad at this, and their maintenance used to be really slipshod, but they have done a lot to fix this. They've increased their infrastructure, and quite honestly, being a dealer, I now see behind the screen, as you will, I can see the guy behind the curtain of what's happened with their maintenance, and I'm really impressed with them. So in that regards, when it comes to maintenance, I now give U-Haul a thumbs up. Penske too, and Penske loves their image, and as you noticed, I gave them a thumbs up when it comes to the quality of their product. But when it comes to maintenance, I do know for a fact that they go out of their way to fix the trucks. Now, not every mechanic is going to be different. Some are going to cut corners, and that's true for all of them. But overall, I would have to give Penske a thumbs up. When it comes to maintenance on a budget truck, it's almost like the budget is given up. They have these agreements to work with different mechanics around the area that they rent trucks in, and they really love renting trucks to mechanics. But the mechanics, if they're not getting paid for it, they're not really interested in doing a lot of work for them. And I know from talking to one of the dealers that was a mechanic, he really gives it low priority. So in that regards, no, maintenance is horrible. Enterprise, like all their vehicles, all their rentals, has top priorities. And I know that they really have like a checklist and all that good stuff. So when it comes to maintenance for Enterprise, thumbs up. Ryder, again, you can't go to a Ryder place to rent it without being in a fenced in place that already has a mechanic shop with plenty of mechanics. They make sure that their trucks are very well maintained and looked after. And if you're doing it on a long-term lease, they have a program where you got to come in like every month or so for an oil check and make sure that the brakes are okay and things like that. So I don't know the exact agreement on that and scheduling on that, but I do know that they have that in place. So again, thumbs up to Ryder. And Home Depot, again, this is a company that has an image that they're trying to portray, and they want to make sure if their trucks are broken down with the Home Depot along the side of it, they want to make sure that that doesn't occur. And it's going to occur for every vehicle. You're going to see broken down U-Hauls, Penskes, Budgets, etc. That just happens. So Home Depot does. The thing that they don't have is they don't have a specific mechanics thing. So they actually have to take their trucks to some other location to get fixed. And because that happens, they can be out of vehicles, so on and so forth. And you really cannot trust the mechanics that they're going because it's not controlled by U-Haul. So in that regards, I give them. Now, insurance. Insurance is a big to-do, especially if you're using this as a commercial place. So if you're using it as a commercial rental, you want to make sure that the insurance is going to be covering everything other than just the truck. You want to make sure that it covers your cargo and all that good stuff. And a lot of the moving company rentals have good insurance for that particular case. Not all. And let's go into it. So when it comes to that, the insurance on a U-Haul, you can get your insurance, and they've got different tiers of types of insurance you can get. But when it comes to U-Haul, insurance does not cover the roof. So if the roof gets damaged, you got to cover it yourself. And for commercial, they do not cover cargo at all. So for that reason and those reasons only, I give them a thumbs down. Their insurance is very good. If you're a private person, I give it a thumbs up. But as I skew towards the moving company rentals, I have to give it a thumbs down in that regard. Penske. Penske has very good insurance. It does cover their cargo and so on. They got $1 million for this liability, etc. The problem with the Penske is that even though they will cover the damage, you get the insurance, they'll cover all the damage. They will not cover the time that the truck is off the road or not available to be rented. So if you have enough damage and it takes a couple of days, they're going to charge you a daily rental for the truck to be inside the shop being fixed, which they don't tell you about in their rental. And because of that, I almost gave one a thumbs down because they kind of hide the fact that they do not cover the unavailability of the truck in their insurance coverage. So I almost did that, but I'm going to be very lenient and give them Budget. Same thing. They do have coverage for commercial. They do have it for private. Again, they're not going to tell you about how they don't charge you for while it's in the shop. So while it's in the shop, they're charging you the daily rental. So if your daily rental for a commercial is $120 a day, they're charging you $100 a day. If you're a private, they're charging you whatever the rental is, 50, 40, whatever it is, a day while it's being fixed. Again, I'm going to be lenient and give them Enterprise. A lot of hidden fees within the insurance. And from what I'm told, and I don't know this firsthand, but from what I'm told, if something goes wrong and you need the insurance, they'll go out of their way to make sure that it's your fault and they won't cover insurance. So in that regards, I'm going to be very lenient because I do not know it firsthand. I'm going to give them Ryder, same thing. Most of these people are getting so Ryder, Home Depot. I don't know much about them. I don't know anything about their insurance. I haven't talked to anybody about their insurance. Because of the unknown, I do not want to give it a thumbs up because I don't know. So in that thing, I'm giving Home Depot an Home Depot could have the best insurance. I just don't know. Long distance. Now, do these different moving company rentals do a long distance rentals? Do they do one-way rentals, basically, is what I'm saying. Now, this comes in for private and for commercial. For commercial, it could save you a lot of money if you could do a one-way to, Dallas, Texas, hypothetically. Now, I don't know everything about everything, but based on my experiences and what I've gleaned from others, I've come up with these different ratings. U-Haul is one of the best. They give you a really good deal. They give you so many days and so many miles. And if you go over the miles, you do have to pay, but the amount that you have to pay is usually about 20 cents a mile above what they give you, allocate for you. The thing is on their miles, they usually don't give you enough miles to, in their initial thing, they don't give you enough miles for, you going back to your house, loading up, maybe making a stop or two. It's pretty much Google miles is what they give you with a little bit of a split. So if you're going to do this, make sure that you talk to Google and say, hey, can I get an extra 50 miles, etc. And most often than not, they're going to give you that extra. And because they don't give you enough initially, that would have, for me, give them enough for a thumbs down. But if you talk to them and if you know the little trick, and you talk to them, say, hey, look, I'm going to need an extra 50, 100 miles. They're willing to do that and willing to do that for free. And if you get a good dealer, they will just help you out with that. And most often not, especially if it's a really long distance, they're not going to charge you. So that's actually a very good thing. So in that regards, I give U-Haul thumbs up. Penske is very good. So you can do a long haul and you can get unlimited miles with their long haul. It's going to be one flat fee and unlimited miles. Now, this may have changed from the time when I used to rent from, and it has. Please correct me, but I'm going based on my history of it. So if you guys can help me out and tell me if that's changed or not. But back in the day, Penske would give you a flat rate and give you unlimited miles. And because of that, Penske gets a thumbs up. When it comes to budget, I've had the same experience with budget that I've had with Penske. Penske gives you those unlimited miles, so does budget. Again, this may have changed, and it has, then please leave me a comment below and say, hey, that's changed. But based on my experience, they give you a flat rate that covers the mileage and everything, and for that, I give them a thumbs up. Enterprise does not offer long distance. You've got to return the vehicle back to the place that you've rented it. Not only that, because they don't have 26-foot trucks, not at least easy to rent. I got to give them thumbs down. Ryder, again, Ryder's a great company. I like them. I've used them quite a bit in my past, but they also do not do long distance rentals. You got to bring the truck back. You can't just rent it from Michigan and go to Texas or New York to California. It just doesn't work that way with Ryder. You got to bring it back. In that regards, got to give them thumbs down. Home Depot, same thing. You've got to bring it back. So they get a thumbs down. Commercial accounts is something that's very near and dear to my heart. And many companies, moving company rentals, do offer commercial accounts. Now, this isn't something that's going to be useful for the regular person, renting a vehicle. This is meant only for the moving company owners and the long distance van liners, etc. Right? So let's actually go over the companies that allow commercial accounts. U-Haul does allow commercial accounts. It's not something that they've always done, but they have been doing it the last few years. And it is a little bit of a pain in the ass to set up, but it can be done. And so in that regards, I give them a thumbs up. U-Haul, just a little bit more on U-Haul. You can set it up so that you can, with your commercial accounts, that you can use a PO system or a purchase order system, which does allow a net 30, which means it gives you 30 days to pay. So if you set up an account, like if you're a van liner and you set up an account and you have a purchase order system, you can rent a U-Haul van and then and then in 30 days be able to pay that. FedEx does this, UPS does this with a U-Haul quite often. It is a little bit of a process. You do got to kind of jump through many hoops. So it's not going to be easy for many of the smaller moving companies to do, but you really don't need to worry about it because of the cheapness of U-Haul and the ease of U-Haul. You really don't need to worry about it. So in that regards, I still do give it a thumbs up. Penske is very easy to set up a commercial account, and all you have to really do is just call up the area person and set up a commercial account. It's very simple. So I give them a thumbs up. Same way with Budget. Budget's very easy. You just have to give them a call, talk to a commercial account representative, set it up. You don't have to approve or anything. You can just set it up. At least that's the way it was back when I did it. So I give them a thumbs up. Based on what I've heard from Enterprise, they do not offer any kind of commercial. You just got to rent it as a regular person. I mean, you can rent it as a commercial truck or whatever thing, but they don't allow commercial accounts. Now that may be wrong, and I don't know if it is. If it's wrong, please correct me down in the comments. But because from my knowledge, they don't, I got to give them a thumbs down. Ryder specifically, as I told you before in an earlier category, Ryder really loves to have long-term commercial accounts. This is really their bread and butter, and this is their niche. They really love dealing with the commercial accounts. They don't really want to rent to the regular layman, even though they will. So in that regards, thumbs up. Home Depot. Yeah, they don't have commercial accounts at all. I mean, you can sign up with Home Depot as a professional, like a professional contractor and stuff like that, and get a little bit of special rate. And I believe that may fall into their moving truck rentals, but I don't know specifically. And because of that, and based on what I know, and again, please correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments below, I got to give them a thumbs down. Roadside assistance is something that really irks me with many of the moving company rentals, is because they go out of their way to dick you around. I've been on the side of the road with different vehicles for 24 hours with a particular company before they ever sent me a tow truck guy. And I'm sitting on the side of the road, traffic going by, my guy's out there, no one comes by for 24 hours. It doesn't take 24 hours to get a tow truck to come out and assist us. And then when the tow truck did come out, they couldn't do anything back, so that they had to get a bigger truck to come back out, and it was just a whole problem. So roadside assistance is, although that should be part of customer service, I put it as a special category because I wanted to go over the different companies and how they do it. Now, you do have to give the company some leeway to make sure that they are coordinating with tow trucks and maintenance trucks and stuff to get out to do you. So you might have, they're not going to get somebody out there like right now. It is going to be an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours within some sort of reasonable time frame. So you do have to understand that. So let's go over it for each company. U-Haul. They can be very good and they can be very bad. It's really a mixed bag, and it's really mixed bag depending on where you're breaking down. I've had some good experiences with roadside assistance with U-Haul, and I've had some bad experience. And I do know that U-Haul really does try and go out of their way to make sure that you are serviced and serviced quickly. And that because of that, I'm giving them in the middle of the road because they're kind of middle of the road. It's an area that I feel that they do need to improve. Penske, same way. My horrible experience that I talked to you about here before we started this was with Penske. And then Penske went out of their way to try to make me pay for it. Not cool, Penske. Not cool. Hopefully you've done a lot better. Hopefully you've gotten better with your infrastructure. And if so, glad. I hope to hear if you want to talk to me and send me some sort of thing and tell me how you've improved. Great. But based on my experience, and because my experience was bad, but it was back way in the past, that's the only reason why I'm not giving you a thumbs down right now, is because you could have improved, and I want to give you the benefit of the doubt. Budget, forget about it. Horrible experience all the way around. Just horrible roadside assistance. Horrible. They don't want to take care of you. They're going to try to slough it off, make it all your problem, make it your fault, etc. Just think. I couldn't even give them the benefit of the doubt because it's happened in the past to me. It's just a thumbs down. Just thumbs down. Enterprise, again, I don't know too much about them, and I don't want to give them a thumbs up when I really don't know if they've had good experiences. I don't know anybody that's had any bad experience, and I don't know anybody that's had horribly good experiences either. So, in that regards, I'm just going to be middle of the road and just give them that. Ryder, and they tell you flat out, this is one thing I do like about Ryder. They tell you flat out, hey, you break down, we'll help you out, but it's on you, because based on your lease and so on and so forth. And they will help out, and you can call them up and you can get roadside, but they're pretty much going to make it your problem. It's when you rent it, it's your problem. They don't have anything to do with it, right? It's your responsibility to check the fluid levels, even though they should give it to you with all the fluid levels, etc. And I've had experience with that. But they told me straight out what their position was. And because of that, I'm giving them a little boop. Home Depot, again, I really don't know much about it, whether good or bad. It's something they've only been doing the last few years. I think the last 3 or 4 or 5 years they've been doing this. It's not something that a lot of moving companies really look into or even know about, and they really don't promote it that much. So there's not a lot of information on it, and I don't have any personal experience. And because I don't have any personal experience, I haven't been able to verify it, I'm going to give them a boop. All right. Now, the last category that we're going to be talking about is materials, boxes and materials and everything else that you would need to get as a mover or even as a private person looking to do it. Do these companies have boxes and materials that you can do? Some do, some don't. We're going to go over that right now. U-Haul, everybody knows that U-Haul has materials and dollies and blankets and everything that you could buy and or rent to get for a move. So that obviously U-Haul is getting a thumbs up from me. Penske does have dollies. They do have blankets. Their blankets are a little small and they tend to be thin, but they do have them. But when it comes to other items like boxes or stretch wraps and tie downs, not really. Some places have a minimum amount, but if you're getting a neighborhood dealer, most likely you don't have that available. Although it can be gotten, most of them do not have that kind of stuff. Although they will, and even rental, dollies and stuff like that, they won't have. So it really depends on where you're going. If you're going to a corporate store for Penske, they will have some stuff, boxes, etc. Not so much, but dollies and stuff like that. So in that case, I'm giving them a boop. Budget. Oh my God. Just no. If you can't say anything good, don't say anything. Thumbs down. Enterprise, they don't have anything. All they're going to provide to you is the truck. So in that regards, thumbs down. Ryder, same thing. They're just renting you the truck. They're not renting you anything else. So you, thumbs down. No boxes, no dollies, no pads, no nothing. Right? Home Depot. Now, you can rent the stuff like a dolly but everything else is pretty much going to be having to be purchased. Blankets, boxes, stretch wrap, you can purchase it right from that. So they do have that available, but when it comes to the rental stuff, very limited quantity. And because of that, boop. So there you go, guys. Hopefully you liked the video. Hopefully I've given you a bunch of good information. Hopefully I have plenty of categories that you can use to make a determination. But when it comes to the best moving company rentals, in my opinion, whether it's personal or for commercial, I think U-Haul and Penske are the best ones to go with. And that's my personal opinion and my personal recommendation. And as you can see if you go back and you kind of keep score and tab, you're going to see that they're the ones that have the best scores. So guys, if you like the video, I really ask that you give me a thumbs up on it or a dislike. You can dislike it too. The more dislikes I get, the more ideas I get what you're looking for, what you're not looking for. And that helps me out too. But I would prefer a thumbs up. Also, make sure you leave me a comment below. Let me know if you like this video, whether you disagree with this video, or whether I was wrong in certain aspects of my assessment of these moving companies. And if you are part of the moving companies, if you're a representative of U-Haul or Penske or Budget or Enterprise, please correct me where I was wrong and feel free to reach out. I'd love to make sure and even do a correction video if I need to do so. Other than that, guys, thank you. I like you. I love you. Make sure you go and do something great today.